Well, here I am again. Thought I'd spend a few minutes to talk about something that occurs to me frequently when I'm facilitating the collaborative negotiations model. Of course, the principles of the interest-based approach to decision making are applicable in many, many venues. Team concept, I consider the principles and process of decision making for teamwork to be the warp and woof of teamwork. Without that collaborative decision-making model, teams frequently fail. The other thing, too, is that I'm often reminding myself as I facilitate actual contract negotiations that I frequently refer to the interest-based approach as messy. Now, it is and it isn't. It's like wave theory and particle theory. It's got both things going on at the same time. Very, very systemic, or what would be what's the term for it? Systemic quantum physics. So what happens is we take a look at all the issues and we break them down by what's going on or the story. We break them down by the interests of the parties. We brainstorm. We deliberate on and determine what the significant interests are of both of the parties. And then we winnow the options, the issues, outcomes that parties have come up with. And then once there's some sense of agreement conceptually on the outcomes, it's time to do the wordsmithing. When you've got actual contracts, you've got words to work on. And what happens then is oftentimes those words or the contract itself are thrown up on a big screen in the room, or even not just a video screen, but sometimes a theatrical type screen. And all the parties are focused on every word in the contract. And what happens is that as we attempt to put words to the concepts, we start diving back into the interests, and we wonder whether this word or that word is suitable to the interests that we all understand each party has. And that what is causing the creative process to start all over again. And we start looking at other options. But this time it's options in terms of language. Whereas initially the option brainstorming has to do with concepts. So then it's sort of all over the place. We find ourselves telling more story, reconciling interests to the story, brainstorming more words that fit the outcomes that people want. And it's kind of interesting to watch that happen. The role of the facilitator in that case changes from a very linear facilitator, or facilitating the steps, you might say, to helping the parties discern and disaggregate their language, because that's where the parties start slipping back into their unconscious competence in the conventional decision-making positional model. And so oftentimes you find yourself as a facilitator asking them to hold up, wait, whoop, stop. That's an option. That's a position. Clarifying the definitions of those terms all over again so that they don't lose track of what they're trying to solve, what the interests of the parties are, and not get stuck on a position. And what I find interesting when I talk to my clients, is that they find the role of the facilitator to be absolutely essential at that stage. because the understanding of the terminology of the interest-based approach may seem simple when you're doing training and you're doing simulations and so on, but even in simulations, people get mixed up between interests and options, or what we want, what we need, in other words. So I thought I'd just take a moment and have this little chat and put it up on the podcast, because the messy part of the interest-based approach is when you're getting down to refining your concepts, which I call the sticks in the Three Little Pigs story. The sticks, when you're refining them from just material into a straw house, into a stick house, and then moving on to a brick house. That's when it really gets messy. So I hope that this post on my YouTube channel makes some sense. Feel free to get in touch with me, as well as hit like and subscribe, as I'm looking forward to posting more interviews of practitioners, people who've practiced the interest-based model of decision-making and the conventional transactional methodology, as well as the interest-based models, who can vouch for the value and really endorse the idea of the interest-based approach to decision-making is, in fact, quote, a better way, end quote. Thank you for being with us. Bye now.